Hello everybody and welcome to Yoga Jojo's video for spring term. It's after half term and you wouldn't know, but it's actually really cold. So we're going to do some new exercises and some old exercises this half term. Some of them will be done standing, some of them will be done lying on the floor, some of them can be done either, so depending if you've got any knee issues, wrist issues, we can adapt. Do your warm-up first, and then we'll start with this month's opening flow, which is our shoulder opener. For some of you in one of the classes, we did have a play with this last half term, so you'll know a little bit about what it is. But for a reminder, we'll do it now. So come to stand up. If my head disappears at any time, you're just going to have to forgive me. Your feet are underneath your hips. I'm going to do some of this face on and some of this side on so that you can see. When you're standing, your feet are underneath your hip points. Your legs is really strong, engaging all around your centre, drawing it in. The shoulders come back and down. Take a moment, so just like we do at the start of the class, just take a moment, gaze at your still spot, breathe. And when you're ready, you're going to inhale and sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart. Inhaling, bringing the hands around behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then lift through the chest. Softening now into your knees. Exhale, draw that chest forwards and lift the hands up above the head. As you inhale now, release through the fingers. Sweep the hands forwards and up, and then exhale, sink down into your chair. The shoulders stay away from your ears, keep strong in the belly. Inhaling, lifting back through. Again, exhale, hands down to heart. Inhaling behind the back, lifting through the chest. Exhale, keep the strength in the legs even though you've got this softness in the knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, and exhale into your chair pose. And you can play with it a little bit. If it feels good, you can hold this chair. Relax the shoulders, belly in, tail down. Inhaling, lifting through to centre. I'm going to do it on the side so you can have a look from the side. When you lift through the chest here, keep the shoulders relaxed. We're not crunching into this back, so keep this back nice and strong. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, the hands come to heart. Inhale, hands come around behind the back, interlacing these fingers, shoulders away from the ears. Find height in the arms. So each time you might find you can lift them a little bit higher. Softening into the knees. Exhale. When you come down into this forward fold, your balls of the feet are taking more of the weight. The head and shoulders are relaxed. And the hands are easing over just that little bit more. Then bring the weight more into the heels. Release the hands, sweep them forward and up. Inhale, reach forwards. Relax the shoulders, exhale, sink down. Now, you'll notice my knees have not come forward. They're staying back. I'm not sticking the bum out, I'm drawing it down. And I'm reaching the chest upwards. So breathe, relax. Any time in your chair pose, if your shoulders start lifting up into your ears, just bring your hands back to heart. And then inhale, lifting all the way up. So you can do that. Inhale, hands behind the back. Maybe 5 to 8 times. Start with a small number, see how it goes. Well done. So as I say, you're going to start with a small number, maybe start with 3 to start with and do them really slowly, get to feel how the pose feels, or how each pose feels. Stay in parts of it for a breath or two, so don't feel like you have to rush through and flow through with one 1 breath per move. You can stay in each pose for 1 or 2 breaths. So that's one exercise. We're going to do next our Superman. Now, many of you have done this with me before, so I'm going to show you it very, very briefly because it's just a reminder, but we're going to give you a standing up option for our Superman as well. So depending, if you don't want to put pressure down into your knees or into your wrists, you're going to do this standing up version. Take the weight onto one foot and lengthen the other foot away. So it's just coming toe to the floor. You can have this hand on your hip, or you can stand near a wall and put your hand on the wall, so your arm distance away from the wall, depending on what your balance is like. This standing leg is strong. You're not hyperextending. Don't push back into that back of the knee. Even pressure into all 4 corners of the foot and strengthen. Okay, then you lift the other arm away. Find that length between the extended fingers of that top arm and the extended toes of this long leg. It's going to come from your centre, this, so breathe in as you lengthen, and as you breathe out, draw the elbow towards the knee, but it comes from the belly. It doesn't matter if they don't touch. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, squeeze. So I've just done 3 on this side. As an example, again, you're going to aim maybe 3 this first day. Maybe you hit pause now and do another couple. Maybe you do another 5. So we can work on between 3 and 8. Start small, build up as you move through. I'm going to just do the other side so that I'm nice and even. So the foot, new foot is on the floor. New standing leg, hip is above the foot. Other leg extends away. You can use hand on hip, or again, wall if that feels better for you. Other hand extends. Find that length to start with. Engage round your centre. Big breath in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Fabulous. Again, feel free to hit pause here and do as many repetitions as you like. But I'm going to move on. So that's the second exercise. For the other version of that exercise, it's coming down onto the hands and knees. So this is for those that are happy with their hands and knees. Your hands will be underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and we're not collapsing here or rounding, we're keeping this back neutral. Shoulders away from the ears, and look at your still spot on the floor. Lengthen away one leg, and just, if you can see in a mirror, has it lifted? It tends to roll out a little bit, so toe points down towards the floor, keep the hips as level as possible. If it feels okay, you can lengthen the other arm away, shoulders away from the ears. Same thing then, elbow to knee, exhale. Squeeze in nice and slow. Use this muscle here in your belly. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Make it slow. Let's not rely on momentum. For an example there, I've shown you 3 on one side. I'm going to readjust and do 3 on the other. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale away. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale away. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale away. And then hands and knees down. And to just lengthen everything through afterwards, coming into child's pose, if that feels good for you. As I said, start with a number that you're super comfortable with. At any time you can press pause on the video and do as many repetitions. I'd suggest for you, start with 3 maybe, and if it feels okay, go to 5, and then maybe potentially go up to 8 or even 10 if you're feeling really strong, because I know we have done this one before. Okay, New exercise next, and this is going to be using a resistance band. So fingers crossed you've got something that you can use at home, something that's a bit stretchy. They're not very expensive, so if you wanted to, they sometimes do them in Aldi or Lidl. I got a set recently from Sports Direct, and it was a set of 3, and I think it was only about £5. So, you know, it's not a hugely expensive thing, and they are very versatile. We use them a lot in classes, but you can do the movement without the band, but it won't be as strong. So, you're going to come down onto your back. And before you come down, it's worth just wrapping the band around the legs. Now, not too far down. You want there to be a decent lever, so it's going to be quite high up, but not the knees themselves. I don't want you putting pressure on your knee joints. So think of it as the thighs cross over at the bottom, stretch, and then plant those hands down into the floor. So you can hold onto your mat if that feels good, but we're pushing the hands down. From here, engage the belly, and you can open the knees and then close the knees. So exhale, push against the band, inhale, release. And again, you can start with 3, go to 5, or even 8, seeing how you feel. But your belly is super strong here. Yes, you're working your legs, squeezing into your bum, but your belly is preventing you from rolling around. Now, if you're happy and you want to make it more challenging, keep the strength in the belly, lock that strength on, you lift the feet. Now this is, whoop, okay, for that one, you might have to take it across the ankles, otherwise that might happen. Open it out, not ankles, shins. You can see I've not done my ankles. We don't put it on joints ever, so that's the rule. If I say something and you think she didn't mean that, that's what it is. We don't put it on the joints, we put it on the main part of the body. So exhale, open, inhale, relax. And while you're doing that, it's here. You're keeping this belly strong. So think about the belly drawing down to the floor, the ribs and the hips coming together. Okay. So that is using the band. Again, there's lots of different levels for most things. So start with the feet down to the floor and it wrapped around your thighs, and then take it onto the shins if the feet are coming off the floor. But work within your own strength. So if you try one level and it's too much, just drop it back down, no problem. Okay, cross body. So this is for our minds as well. And again, we're going to start here with the feet to the floor. We're going to take one foot up towards the ceiling and the other arm up towards the ceiling. So I've got my right foot and my left arm. My belly is strong, my shoulders are relaxed down into the floor, I'm engaging my centre, and I've got my other hand pressed down into the floor for support. I'm going to inhale and open the hand and the foot out to the side, and exhale, cross over the midline of my body. Now, I've never been told not to cross the midline of my body. If you've had any hip issues, you might have been told not to. So if you have, when you come back in, you take it up to the midline of the body, not over. So do what's right for you, depending on what your doctor has told you. Inhaling out, exhaling over. Now, you're going to do 3, 5 or 8, depending on how far through the half term we are. Again, here this belly is really strong, planting the hand down, opening it out, crossing it over. Inhale, open, exhale, cross. And it really does depend on how you're feeling in your centre as to how far out you take it. Now then, from here, we can turn this into a more challenging version by doing it from a bridge pose. So if you're feeling really comfortable in it, if after a week or two you think, ah, that's easy, I want more of a challenge, I'm feeling good today, draw your shoulders down into the floor, press your feet down and peel up into your bridge. So again, in your bridge, keep your neck safe. You want your head looking up towards the ceiling. The hands are going to come down to the floor. Now engage around your centre. We're not going to collapse here. Lengthen the tailbone towards the knees. Then take the weight onto one foot, lift the other one, opposite arm, same thing. Inhale, open, exhale, cross over. Start small, 1, 2 or 3, work up to 8 with time. When you've done one side, remember, of course, you can always come down and have a rest in between the sides. If you are ready, you can go straight through to the other side too. So we're doing opposite hand and leg, out to the side. Your core here is stopping you from rolling around, so I don't want to see anything with this hip. We're coming out and in. Keep this hip nice and steady. Use the floor with this hand to help. And we're aiming to keep the standing leg as strong as possible. When it's time to come down, you come down just like you would from a bridge, really slowly roll that back down, scooping up through the belly. And then lengthening everything through. Big deep breaths in and out there. Fabulous. For the last one, we're going to do our wide leg crunch. So, lock this strength on, draw the back down to the floor and take your time to bring the feet up, lengthening them up towards the ceiling and then widening the legs out. Now, don't worry about how wide they come, they don't have to be the widest that you can possibly get them. So just take them to a comfortably wide distance. If you find that your legs can't straighten and you're sort of over here with your legs, you're going to find that your back starts lifting off the floor and that will hurt. So I'd rather you bend your knees and keep your back down into the floor. So if you find that your back starts lifting, put a bend in the knee, make the levers a bit shorter. If you can, keep them long. We're bringing the arms up, relaxing the shoulders down, really engaging through the centre, taking a lovely big deep breath in. And as we exhale, scoop up through the belly and gently peel the shoulders off the floor, reaching the hands through the feet. Inhaling, coming on back down. Exhale, scoop. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So that's just 3 as an example. You can do more. Start with 3, maybe work up to 5 or 8. But be careful, there should be no pressure with your neck at all. Your shoulders should stay away from the ears, the neck should feel nice and long and the chin ever so gently tucked. If you want to, you can support your head with one arm just to rest the hand. Rest the head on the hand. You are not pulling it, ever. So, those are the new exercises that we're going to include something from last term as well. So, but you already know that one, that's on last half term's video. So I won't make this one longer than necessary because it's already nearly 20 minutes. So, you've got your options there. We can make things harder, so we're going to work on those throughout the term, but that should get you started. Very good. So remember to do your stretches and your relaxation at the end. Good luck with it all. Thank you very much.